Hey guys, good to see you. Today I really wanted to share something with you around identities that we're holding on to. An identity is really something that we identify ourselves with, of who we are or who we think we are. And because of this identity, we are behaving in a certain way, and we're also attracting certain people around us who resonate with that identity that we're holding on to. Of course, we create identities for protection or for joy or for different things in our lives. And there's not necessarily something bad towards it. However, what I saw is that it was really limiting myself to hold on to this identity. And the funny thing was that I wasn't even aware that I was holding on to certain identities. It was actually a webinar of Nushka, and I'll tag her in the video. She was talking about identities that we're holding on to when we relate to someone. And I was considering by myself, what is the identity that I hold on to? And it took a while, and step by step, I realized that I hold on to certain and several identities. And one of them is, and it's quite vulnerable for me to share this with you, but I'm going to do it anyways, as always, is that I hold on to a certain identity of the wise woman, the woman who has a lot of knowledge, who gained a lot of knowledge. And of course, I'm grateful that I've received so much insight in the last, well, at least the last 6 years. But to hold on to an identity of the wise woman means that in every conversation, I have the need to bring this back up. And another one that I figured out was that towards men, I wanted to be the attractive, sexy woman. And this also, when I relate to men, this comes up, and I'm scared that this is the only thing that they see. But if I hold on to this identity myself, then this will be the only thing that I will show. So that's another identity. And then a very important one that I figured out in the last week, I guess, is that when I make contact with my inner child and see how she's doing and how she's feeling, she is always a sad, abandoned, abused, lonely, bullied little girl. And I wasn't aware of the fact that this is an identity of myself as well. I am not that little girl anymore. But when I went back into that inner child, every time I saw that past of myself, that part of myself that has been through so much pain and so much sadness and so much loneliness. However, I am not that person anymore. And it means somehow that this little girl is ready for a transformation too. And yesterday I did a full moon ritual around letting go. My new moon manifestation intention was to be humbly in service. And I saw that when I get triggered and come back to that inner child that is abused, that feels lonely, that is actually a victim of what happened to her in her life, that if I come back to that place, that victimhood, it's also that I create that. And I didn't know that if you go into your inner child, that you, I don't know how to say that, you can, like a child is pure. A child is pure love, pure light, pure joy, and totally perfect. And this is something I use very regularly in my workshops and in my coaching. And somehow I still had an identity around this little girl myself, and I wasn't aware of that. And now I got to see, like, okay, I am not that little girl anymore who is in pain, who is in despair, who is abused and sad and lonely. I'm in a very happy place with myself, and I'm surrounded with beautiful people and get support and do what I love. So what that means that this little girl inside of me needs a transformation. So what I did is like I tried to make contact with her and to really dive deep into that feeling of finding her. And again, I had to struggle to find her. She was somewhere hidden. She didn't want to come out. She was stubborn and angry and lonely and sad. But deep inside, she just wants love, like every child. Love, attention, care, and support. So I've done that more often, but this time I told her, it's like, you are free. You are free to be who you want to be. You don't have to be that sad little girl anymore. If you feel like playing, then go out and play. And the funny thing was, and I've seen this before in an ayahuasca ceremony, she just didn't know how to play. She just didn't know how to be in a playful state. The only thing that I put onto her and that she received during her life was the sadness and the loneliness and the victim. So yesterday with that ritual, I started like bit by bit transforming her and washing her and like taking off her clothes and putting on new clothes. And eventually, as a child, I remember that I had a Barbie doll with a very shiny dress. And so I asked my inner child what kind of clothes she wanted to wear. And it was quite confusing. I was like, maybe as a kid, I wanted to be a boy. I didn't want to have pink dresses or anything. But I remember that I wanted to have that specific dress so badly. So bit by bit, I started to dress her and put on that beautiful dress that she always wished she would have. And little bit by little bit, she started to dance and play and grabbed her dolls and had friends around her. And I see that this is a beginning for me in the transformation of a part of me that is still victimized, and that I'm able to transform this into joy and playfulness and light. And I believe that when we are holding on to an identity, that it's serving us for a certain time in our lives. But the more we come closer to ourselves and take the experiences of, for instance, that sad little girl and transform it into something new, or that wise woman and transform it into like everything that I've been through in my life has served me in a beautiful way. And because of it, I'm able to be in service of others right now. So I don't have to hold on to the identity of a wise woman. I don't have to hold on to a successful businesswoman or to an attractive woman or to that sad little girl. So the beautiful thing was, if I want to be fully in service of others, then this is part of me, but it's not my identity anymore. And so yesterday with the full moon, I did a ritual about fully letting go of all that is no longer serving me around being humbly in service. And I let this go, like these identities that I think that I am, but they are part of me. It's not who I am. And yeah, I was so excited to share this with you. And I hope that when you find out what identities you're holding on to also be aware of what you attract in life. If you're holding on to an attractive woman, then and you don't have the identity of showing your loving side or something else, then you will attract that as well. And this was such a beautiful eye-opener for me, and I hope it is for you as well. So thank you so much for watching again. Check out my other YouTube videos, like and share if you agree or can do something with this message. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing you next time. With love!